Hi everyone, we are Alisha, Ahmed, and Wafa, and we are going to discuss the sensitive issue of body image. Hi.
As we know, unhealthy body images amongst teenagers cause low self-esteem. Both of these have a strong risk of leading to poor mental health and disorders such as depression and eating disorders.
So today we are going to gain insight from the youth about body image and all of the issues surrounding it. We are joined by Abigail and Jenna. Hi guys.
Hi.
How are you doing today?
Hi.
Good.
Good.
Okay, great. So the first thing I want to ask you is how would you define a positive body image and how would you define a negative body image? So whoever would like to start first.
Jenna, you can start.
All right. Okay. So a positive body image is when you think like good about yourself, you feel good, you see yourself in like a positive kind of way. But then a negative body image is kind of like the opposite. You dislike the way you look and you just don't like your body kind of thing.
Yeah,
Is that
definitely.
kind of right?
Yeah, that's perfect. Abigail, what would you add to it?
I'd say a positive body image is like knowing your self-worth and like not relying on your appearance. And just knowing that just like being accepting of your body and just knowing like this is like what I look like. I'm not like there's nothing to really change about it. And I say a negative body image, probably like the exact kind of like opposite to what I said. Like all you kind of are focused on is like your appearance, like your size, like your shape, and like you kind of compare it to unrealistic like ideals in life. Yeah.
That was really,
Definitely, that was really good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, what point do you think body image becomes like an issue, or people just develop negative body images? Do you feel like it's not from young? So, do you guys feel like it's when you're older, when you're around teenage years? When Jenna?
I think it starts around teenage years, like around then, maybe even younger than that. But I think like from then it can be an issue for like pretty much the rest of your life. I think it pretty much starts from seeing social media especially. I think it starts from seeing like different social media influencers. And when you're young, you're more likely to watch and like kind of see um these kind of influences. And I think seeing them look a certain way makes you feel a bit less confident in your own body because you feel like you don't look that kind of way. I think that's kind of where it starts. But I think like once you start being less confident in your body, it can just go on for however long.
Definitely.
Yeah, definitely. Well, you've mentioned like one of the kind of reasons for developing a negative body image, but I wanted to ask earlier, do you guys think there's any like criteria for knowing that you have a negative or even a positive body image? Like, what do you think indicates that?
I think
Well, I'd say okay. Go on,
Oh,
Abigail.
I think with like negative body image, like the current criteria is like I think like looking at yourself in the mirror every day and just kind of like being like, oh, why do I look like this when like this person like looks like this, like just comparing yourself to like other people constantly without like kind of appreciating like your own kind of inner beauty and your outer beauty as well. Like I think that's definitely like a key criteria. And yeah, just kind of like never kind of feeling good about yourself. I'd say it's definitely like a strong one as well.
Yeah, that's true. What about you, Jenna?
I'd say I agree with Abigail, but I'd also say like pretty much there's like a Western kind of beauty standard, and I feel like that beauty standard over different generations is changing, which goes to show that there's actually no one set type of beauty. But I think at the time like what the beauty standard is, I feel like that can kind of have an impact on how you see yourself because you might think that you don't fit that kind of criteria.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah. I feel like adding on to that. You know, I feel like it can start off really small with things that we do every day, like just small things. You when you go out and you feel like, oh, everyone's watching me, or you don't want to wear a certain type of thing because you're like, oh, I don't really feel like, obviously there's your own level of your own confidence, but I feel like it stems from that. Like, so like when you go out and you're like, oh my god, how my hair looks or how that looks. I feel like the small things that build onto that. From very, very, very young, we get told that. But yeah, so do you feel like because certain things can impact it, like again from when you're young, what do you feel has a bigger impact on your own body image? Do you think it's social media, or do you think it's from like own personal experiences? Jenna?
Well, I think like personal experiences definitely does have an impact. Like for example, your family, how they tell you to dress, what they tell you to wear, your friends, and like people around you. But I also think social media has like probably a slightly bigger impact, mainly because what you see on social media isn't actually always the truth. Like a lot of the time people edit their pictures, celebrities, they don't always look like that. They edit themselves to make them look better, and then you see like loads of people praising them and then they look beautiful, and it kind of like makes you feel a certain way, makes you feel like less confident in your own body. So I think social media has like a slightly bigger impact, but definitely not disregarding other factors.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
true.
Abigail, do you have anything to add on to that?
No, I think I just agree with Jenna. I also think, yeah, I just agree with Jenna, like everything that she said.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And also with small things, like with like how family and people are around you from young, I feel like help like make a big difference. Like make a big difference, because number one, like looking up to people who, you know, when you're younger you see, and when you're not like them, or like when someone in maybe your family is being praised for something that you don't have, it kind of makes you feel a certain type of way. Like a lot of cultures and a lot of families from young, I feel like it's not dying out, but it's like lessening because people are a little bit more aware of it. Where it's like people, like for example, like I don't know, personally for me, where like aunties used to always comment, or like even, you know, like nicknames and stuff, like, oh, like in like your own language, like call you like the big one or something like that. I feel like that really, obviously it's like it's said out of adoration, but it can have a much bigger impact when you're
Yeah, that's true.
older. Yeah, definitely.
Does anyone else have any like personal maybe experiences or just anything that they personally know to do with body image? Like what Wafa said, we know that there's some situations that can lead to a negative body image.
Well, it kind of reminds me about something that I learned in psychology, and it was called like the family systems theory, and it was to do with anorexia. And it's basically saying how like your family can cause a daughter in particular to have anorexia because of the way that they control their daughter and the way that they control how they look, they're overprotective over them, all these kind of different things. And then that kind of leads the daughter to be thinking like, how can she take control? And that's through like changing her body. And yes, I think definitely family. I agree with Wafa when she says like family has an impact.
Yeah. But I also feel like because so many young people now, especially nowadays, have social media and are more like aware of, like, you know, there's so many more apps like TikTok and like Instagram, Snapchat. They're so much more exposed, and even the element of like Snapchat filters, that has a really big effect on how people view themselves. Like when people feel like, oh, I can't take a picture without a Snapchat filter because I don't feel pretty, or like, do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
So I feel
I
like,
definitely agree.
Yeah.
I
yeah,
think
so
that's another issue. Like
yeah,
encouraging anything that changes yourself,
yeah,
or like making people think that they need to change themselves. I feel like that should definitely be something that's controlled or just stopped completely, because it's just gonna make everyone's body image worse. So
yeah. And everything is so normalized. Like even with celebrities, what young children don't seem to realize is, even though the element of having plastic surgery for this, that's completely fine, that's a personal choice. But when little kids look up to that, not knowing that that's how it's come about, that's their ideal, and not looking like that, and not being a certain type of way, or not knowing that they edit their pictures, is something that could take a really big toll on like a child, especially a child who's developing. So like when they're prepubescent and not understanding, I don't know, it's just, I think that's one of the biggest things. But would you guys have any like how do you feel like we can help? Do you have any advice to people who are struggling with body image, or do you have any advice on how we can encourage better self-esteem?
I'd say like, talking with your friend about like kind of going into depth about why they feel that way, because I feel like, okay, it's like, yeah, okay, okay, my friend struggles with body image, but kind of like talking to them about like what it is that's made them feel that way, and just like letting them know that you're there for them like every step of the way, and also like, kind of focusing on other aspects about them that you love. So like even like beyond their physical appearance, so like how funny they are, how brave they are, how smart they are. Like let them know that okay, right now you're struggling with how you look, but don't ignore all the other like beautiful and amazing aspects that make you, because the way you look isn't you. Like it's your inner self, that your personality and like the way you are in real life makes you the person that you are, not the way that you look.
Yeah, definitely. Jenna, do you have anything to add?
Abigail, that was so nice. I
Yeah,
just
I
want to say,
completely.
sorry, Jenna. Yeah.
I know, I was just going to say, I completely agree with Abigail. And I think, like, knowing that you're not kind of alone, like, something, for example, something that you might think is different about your body, actually, it's not completely different, because talking with your friends kind of makes you realize that, like, you're not the only one. Do you know what I mean? And I think, like, also knowing that what you see on the internet isn't always true, it's not always accurate. Like everyone has flaws about themselves, and I think that just having to like normalize that is kind of really important.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, exactly. That's true.
And I feel like media representation is also like an important thing. I feel like now we're kind of encouraging that more with like, for example, there's different types of models, like plus size models, or like Winnie Harlow, she has vitiligo, and she's shown that whether like what people see as imperfections, or people who are subconscious about, is so beautiful, and it should be encouraged. And even for guys, like making sure that the people that we see on TV aren't just these ideally handsome guys, to make sure that they feel included and know that they're also loved and appreciated. I feel like that helps a lot too.
Yeah, exactly. So we've talked about supporting one another, supporting our friends, how to encourage them, which is amazing. And I think that's probably one of the most helpful things. But is there anything that we could do ourselves for our own self-esteem? Because a lot of the time we might just be by ourselves, but we do need something to we need something that we can do for ourselves to help with our own self-esteem and body image. So what would you guys suggest for that?
I'd say like first kind of challenge your kind of negative beliefs about yourself. Like I don't know, like looking for like evidence that like contradict that. So you might think, I don't know, oh, I hate how my legs look, and you just be like, no, actually, the way that I look is beautiful, and like just contradicting like the negative like kind of things that you think about themselves. Be like, actually, no, that's not the case at all. Like I am beautiful, and then like after you kind of like remind yourself that it's not true, then you identify kind of like the positive things about yourself. You just be like, I don't know, like, oh, I'm really good at sport, I'm really good at being a supportive friend. Like kind of like don't focus on the bad things about yourself, focus on the good thing. And if you only think about the positive, then like you're just gonna feel much better, because if you focus on the negative, you're just gonna feel down all the time, and you're not gonna want to go out. Like you're gonna get there and be like, no, I'm not looking good, and you're just gonna be like, no, I'm not going out. But if you focus on the positive thing, I look really pretty today, like I feel really confident, I feel really like about myself today, like you're just gonna feel much better about yourself, and like you'll have a much more like positive outlook in life.
Yeah,
Yes.
exactly.
Yeah.
That's really good advice. So do you have anything else to add, Jenna?
Yeah, I agree with Abigail, but also like embrace your body at the same time. Like I think
Yeah, that's
don't
true.
like try to hide different parts of your body, like just embrace everything. And I think it's important like also to like not label yourself at the same time. Like I think having a label can have a really negative impact on yourself. like
Definitely.
because you don't want, it's like a self-fulfilling prophecy, right? You're gonna end up like kind of leaving that label. So I think definitely what Abigail said, like try to like dispute the negative thoughts and beliefs, but also like embrace your body, just be happy and like don't label yourself, do you know?
Yeah,
Yeah.
100%.
Definitely. Yeah. And I feel like something that also helps, this is something that I recently started doing, I'm not gonna lie, is like before I get ready or before I'm like when I'm brushing my teeth or when I'm washing my face, I like to say positive affirmations.
Oh,
Just
yeah.
yeah, just in the morning, because you need to encourage your own self. Just be like, yeah, I am smart, I am this, I am that. Do you know what I mean? Allowing yourself, today is gonna be a really good day because I'm positive and the vibes are immaculate. Do you know what I mean? So I feel like
Yeah.
that really, really helps. Like just kind of starting off your day or ending your day, or like reassuring yourself. But yeah,
Yeah, that's a really great idea. Thanks, Wafa.
anything else, guys?
Any final thoughts? Okay, that's good. No, I thought we talked about a lot of really good things. I feel like I've learned a lot too. So thank you both for joining us.
Thank you so much, Abigail and Jenna, for joining us in
Thank
this
you.
episode. We really, really hope you guys have enjoyed watching this this week's episode of Youth Fluent on VodTalk.
Bye, guys. Hopefully, we'll
Bye.
see you next time.
Bye.
Thank
Thank you.
Thank you for joining us on VodTalk, and please continue to join us to help us raise more awareness. You can follow, like, and subscribe on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. Please do comment and let us know what you'd like to hear about next. Me and Wafa are there to chat with you in the comments, talk about future upcoming topics. So yeah, until next time, it's goodbye from me and Wafa. Bye.